Hi, this is Kerry Artek with Wicked Stocks, bringing you an individual stock pick in Alphabet Inc. Class A shares. That's Google. GOOGL is the symbol for Class A, Alphabet Inc. This was recorded on Wednesday, March 16th, 2022. These are the basic fundamentals, courtesy Yahoo Finance. You can zoom in to this later if you like. Let's jump right into the charts. A longer-term chart here going back some 8-9 years. And we're going to zoom in this area, actually, which is showing, sort of the testing of, I'm going to call it midterm support. Let's open the chart up just a bit. And in fact, the last time we did a recent Google video about a month and a half ago, early February, in which we mentioned the spike that came up to that 3019.33 high. In that video, I mentioned that if we closed above 3019.33, it should result in bullish continuation into the second quarter. That didn't happen, of course. I'd mentioned that if we failed to settle above the 3019.33 high, we could fall back to the low area, which is 2490. And that was the pullback low following that high. And so we didn't actually test it, but we came very close. And what we did test, actually, is a horizontal channel structure that we're still trading just above. So when we fell back to it about a month ago, it held nicely. We've come within 1% of it the last 2 weeks in a row. So it is essentially being tested and holding. This week it's at 2497.38. It's rising 1.06 a week, the week of Monday, March 14th, and above which the channel top at 3057 even, rising 222 a week. It's a slightly different channel structure, but we're not going to show all that. It looks very similar to what you see here, but 3057 even is actually the more accurate resistance. In this area would be about a 20% gain off of those lows from 2,500, not necessarily 20% from present. It would be 15 to 20%. I'm just guessing. So from here, we can rally 15 to 20% over the next few months, possibly within 3 to 5 weeks or so. I mean, there is precedent for that kind of volatility. And so this is holding nicely. I would call it midterm support. And so we just did a stock pick about 2 days ago for premium Wicked Stock subscribers on Apple. A similar testing of longer-term support, actually, in Apple, which is contrary to a recent sell signal in the NASDAQ. So I like showing these. Google has about a 4% weighting in the NASDAQ 100. Apple is closer to 12%. So some of these bigger stocks are not showing longer-term sell signals like the index has very recently. That may actually be rejected in the coming days, and that's a whole nother story. I would invite you to watch the Triple Q for that. But anyway, let's get back to Google. Testing midterm support, the 2497.38, can over the next several months or sooner rally in the order of close to 20% to 30.57, even where we could top out on a monthly, possibly quarterly basis. Now, the clear indication for a more sort of aggressive rally up to 30.57 even would be a settlement this week above this short-term horizontal channel structure at 2733.07. It's rising 2.15 a week. And so you could do the math on this for the next few weeks. This is sort of our near-term ceiling. And if settled above, I think that 30.57 even is likely in as little as 3 to 5 weeks or less, where we could top out once again on a monthly basis. Now we'll back up a little bit here and show that if we do push through that 30.57, then we probably have another 3 to 5 weeks to a more meaningful, I'm going to call this longer term resistance at 3331.92, rising 14.53 a week. And so, this is a bit stair-step right now. But the takeaway here on this image is midterm support 2497.38, able to contain selling through the second quarter, and above which 30.57 even is likely over the next 2 to 3 months or sooner. That sooner would come with a settlement this week above 27.3307, and we could continue all the way up to that 33.3192 channel top. There's only so many times that channel top, presently at 30.57 even, is going to get tested before it gives way. And as far as technical analysis is concerned, I'm usually of the school that 3 times is not a charm. In other words, you've got double tops, as occurred a month and a half ago in this stock when we spiked up and have fallen back. On the next attempt, I think that market is that formation is quite vulnerable to violation. And I just wanted to put that out there. So I guess there's a case to be made that holding above this 2497.38 horizontal channel bottom that can contain selling through Q2, we could perhaps, as we move into mid-year or later, reach that 33.31.92 rising channel top. So there's that. Let's talk downside. I need to give you the sell signal that in the event we do close this week below 2497.38, and that needs to be by a 1% margin. So you can do the math here. We'll show it here on the screen so that you have that at your disposal. But if we close below 2497.38 on Friday, March 18th, by a 1% margin to the downside, then we actually have a meaningful sell signal that should play out well into the second quarter. Now, once again, this could be in as little as 2 to 3 weeks, or it could take 2 to 3 months. The timing is obviously impossible. And so the question is whether it's an event-driven sell-off, something negative with regard to Google or the economy in general, then it could be more aggressive. But if it's just a pure technical sell signal, it could take every bit of 2 to 3 months before reaching the next objective at 2019.90. And that is nothing more than AB. A being the March 2020 COVID low, as I like to call it, against B, the more recent all-time high from a month and a half or so ago. And so that's a 50% downside retracement. I like 50% more than 3/8 and 5/8 Fibonacci's. I think it's more widely used, and I think it's a little bit more reliable in terms of containing selling pressures, whether that's near, mid, or long term. And what I also like about 2019.9 is the fact that it comes nicely to this full channel extension. So we have a well-defined channel right now, both up and downside, that horizontal structure, the base of which is at 2497.38. And if you reduplicate or extend the distance of that channel, the height of that channel, and flip it to the downside, fully 100% to the downside, then you arrive at 1957.5. And these work well as targeting mechanisms. So, we could slip below 2019.9 just a bit, on an intra-week basis. But this is the zone that if we close below 2497.38 on Friday, March 18th, by a 1% margin, then we have a 2 to 3 month or less objective, well below the market presently at 1957.5 to 2019.9, and that area is narrowing ever so gradually. As you can see, 1957.5 is also rising at 1.06 a week, as the channel base is at 2497.38. I think that's about it. I invite you to become a WickedStocks.com premium member. You'll be able to see, the video that we did earlier in the week on Apple and many more. We put out typically one free stock pick a week on YouTube, and we do at least 2 premium stock picks. And so, and that's that, along with the weekly DIA, weekly IWM, and weekly Bitcoin, is $25 a month. And that's the total price for all of that. And if you go to wickedstocks.com and fill out the premium membership form and your payment information, you can get half off that price. So $12.50 for the next month. And you'll get 6 or 8 stock picks that are premium that you will not see on YouTube. You'll get the weekly DIA, IWM, Bitcoin on a weekly basis as well for all of that. $12.50. You just type half off, all caps, one phrase, HALFOFF. And that is all I've got for this particular video. I appreciate you following. Please click like and subscribe if you're on YouTube. And we'll be back soon with another individual stock pick on YouTube.